Fellow Crusader here, and welcome to the rebuild of our Fordson N water washer. So this is something started a long while ago, and it's just been put on a pallet, sheeted down, and as much as 10 years ago. So I thought, well, it's time to bring it out, get it going. The engine is a good engine. Just got to piece it together, put some paint on it, and just generally sort it out. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next. Okay then, so this is work in progress. I've had a request for this, not this particular tractor, but a work in progress. Now this has been kicking around for, well, best part of 15 years, same as the orange Fordson. I got them pretty much at the same time, and this one I got the block here busted right out, completely out. Get your hand right inside. So in other words, past repair. There was no point in trying to repair it because there's plenty of other engines around to choose from, so it ain't a big deal without you really wanting to keep a number. So we replaced the engine. This engine is a good engine, goes well, but one of the reasons I chose this engine is because it's a TR engine. So you got T77775R, tractor replacement, and that was that number. And then we've got 2.2 or 22. I can't see no other markings on the bell housing, but obviously that's the gear ratio. So yeah, work in progress. It was get blasted many years ago, and primed in the blue that you can see now, and it is a primer blue. And I just stood it back on its wheels because it was on a pallet. I just stood it back on some wheels so I can move it around, allocate space in the shed for it, and look at it again and see what we're going to do. Because in some respects this might be quicker than repairing one of the others, but now they've all got to be done. So I'm looking at this now and sort of put it into the rotor of all my repair lists, and get another tractor on the go. And when this one's done, there's only leaves one left that's still in the woodwork that needs to come out. So yeah, done, work in progress, and for the moment it's done. So that one will make number 4, and the one in the shed will make number 5. But as and when, that's another question. So request fulfilled, that's the work in progress. Okay, so we've put the splitting rail under the water washer today, and we're going to split this one. And the reason for splitting this one is because it hasn't got a clutch in it. It was 10 years ago since I did this, but it must have been that I just bolted them together so by as I could grip blast it, minus all the gubbins. I made all the blanking plates and so forth to keep all the stuff out, and that one as well, look. But no, I just can't remember why. Why I would have put it together without a clutch. Seems very strange now, but probably was a good idea at the time. But anyway, we've got to sort it, so we're going to split it, pull it apart and get organised and put the clutch and all its mechanisms, steering gear and water washer and the clutch release, which is all one integral unit, and I can get it all in there, and yeah, make proceedings towards getting this one up and running. So I'll crack on and get the bolts out and see what we've got from there. Okay, so we're all Toby, pack it in. Okay, so we've got all the bellows and bolts out. They're all here, lay on the head. I put them all in order, I don't know why. And we've got the jack under, we've got the trolley under with all its wedges, and with a bit of luck that should just roll forward now. And then that's all. I'll just take these fan blades off. I'm going to poke my nose on them. So here we go then. Nice shiny sunny day again today, so there you go. So there we go, look. There's no clutch and no gasket, so I must have just done it so I can blast it. It has got its thrust bearing in, which is good. I'm pleased about that because I was struggling for them. But it does look, you can just see them slight grooves there, look. We will have to grind them off. Smooth all them up and hopefully that'll ease the clutch situation. But anyway, so that's all good. Basically we'll just go sort the clutch out now, and then I'll make a gasket, and then we can crack on again. Okay, so I've got the cage here off the clutch I've just dismantled. If it'll stay in focus, can you see them grooves in that? And they're all pretty much the same. See the grooves in on that one as well, look. And because these blocks are hard, so you can't file them out, and you sure won't be able to get a grinder in there very well. And the blocks are riveted on to the cast steel cage. In fact, I think you can see the rivets. You just see the outline of the rivet there, look. You see that one, look, it's all wet. And they are just very slightly loose. But that's a lot of work. Take them rivets out and try and re-rivet it back on just so far as you could grind it. I mean, it could be done, but not quite what you would like to do. Now the biggest problem I've got now is I want to be able to, I'll go fetch another torch, that's what I'll do. I'll bring you back in a minute. So I'm thinking on abandoning that one. I've got another clutch here, which actually I think is the water washer clutch. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. But you probably remember me showing you when I'd finished, these clutches spring up and down. Get it in this right cog. There. See what that's doing, look, just springing up and down. Now this is just as I've took it to bits. And this is how one should be. You can see it's still got all the muck and dust all on here, look, it's just all as I've took the top cover off. And And basically, look, you can see through them. If I was to put my finger in there, look, you can see my finger behind the plates. That's just how much gap they've got in them. So one of these plates just gives me a good representation of the way I was bending them, and just confirms what I was doing was you know, right and in the right order. So so basically I'm going to clean this clutch up and put it back together, and this is the one I'm going to use for the water washer, and I have a funny feeling it was out the water washer because it was all wrapped up in a bag in the stillage where all the bits are, which again I forgot about. But so yeah, I'll get that one cleaned all up, and I'll put it back together, and that's the one we're going to use. So we're just cleaning off the back of the water washer wheels, caked in grease and muck on this one, and just get it all scraped off so I can power wash them. And that one's the same, I've just scraped all the muck off of it, just wants a good power washing. And the other side's all clean, I've already done them. And then I can get them in a grip blasting bay and get them sorted out. And that'll be a good job. I've got those standard in the end of the shed, one step closer to being done. And I've got its original front axle here, which I'm just sorting out. It has got a it's just slightly bent there, look, coming across. And when you straighten it up, you get that one stub axle, look, you just see it moving there, look. Get it straight with the axle. And this one, well, I'll go around the other side of the axle. This one's straight in line with the axle, just back a tad there, and you can see she's looking in quite badly. Get the parallel line here, look, it should be running through there, look, and it's not, it's running over there. Yeah, and that should be running there. So we'll warm that up, straighten that out. But it's got some good kingpins in this axle, it's actually quite good, so it's worth saving, because this one I've got on here, which I've just put on to move it around, is very badly worn. So you know, there's a couple of spare axles about, so I'll use the best of. Right, catch you later. Okay, so I've struggled most of the morning to get this tyre off this rim. And it's a 28" for the standard fordson for the water washer, and I'm in here because I want to get them blasted, because they're too untidy to paint as they are. So I've got another one out here, and I broke the bead and levered the tyre off, you know, in the normal fashion. But to get that tyre over the second bead, the bloody tyre is that stiff. You know, it's almost impossible to do it with levers. You know, there's a couple of you like. So this is something I did with the last one, and I've done with several. So we'll give it a go. Come on out of the way, dogs. Come on. tubes are buggered in them, so we ain't got to worry about trying to clean them. And that's the way we do it. Some of this old rubber is as stiff as hell, and without a tool on you on the levers, it's very difficult to just get it on your own. Even when I was younger, I would even struggle at that. But old yellow hand, mate, get the tine in there and just hook it off. Saves a lot of hassle. I mean, obviously you wouldn't do that with a new tyre, but then the new tyre would be a bit more supple and come off better. So that's another little job done. So we're doing a bit more blasting today, look, and got the water washer box, water pump, steering parts, front axle, U-bolts for the 9.6, steering gear. I'll just give a quick whiff around the winch for the 44 green one, the road tractor, and that's the PTO to go with it. And that's the one of the back wheels for the water washer, in poor condition, like that. It goes without saying, it does look a bit better. Very difficult to get the scale off. I think I've done about 3 times now, but a lot of the dark stuff is like the casting scale, and that's pretty hard old stuff, and you know, that's about the best I'm going to get it. They've done all round there as well, look. Just got the faces to do, and then a quick whisk round on the back just to get rid of all the sort of roughness, and so they can paint them. But satisfying job, but the wheels are proving quite difficult, whereas all these other bits, you know, a quick blow over and they come up well. But So we're getting there, it's the only way to do it. So we'll crack on and get the other wheel done. Okay, so we've got another one here, just one of them little silly jobs. But when it's like a rocker cupboard, when these tabs have been pulled down with a bolt, they tend to dimple down. So on the gasket face side, they're proud. So there's only one way out of that, and I've done them two, and that's one of these, and just sit it on the appropriate bit of flat. I've got that one to do, but this gadget's in the way, so I'm going to take this out and I'll do that with that one, but I can't do that at the moment because there ain't enough room under the bench to get it in. Anything that's got a cork gasket on this that's tin, you'll always come across this problem. So there's only one left to do, but I've got to undo that. So you can see where I am with that, and but it's just a difference of a thing leaking or not leaking, and just a silly little thing, but things sometimes you forget about. Catch you on the next. So that's got the water washer box on and bolted down. Just got to fit the clutch pedal on, and there's the horseshoe people refer to, and that's your thrust bearing, if you like. And then this one here is your brake shaft, and then the bit there where my finger is a screw, which was your brake adjustment. So when this comes forward to press the clutch, the second part of that motion on the shaft pulls this shaft and puts your transmission brake on. So, which will all need to be adjusted when we get it all back together. But so we're progressing. I've just got to find a circlip to fit in that groove for my clutch. The clutch is all assembled back together now, and I've relieved all the grooves off these pegs. So hopefully that'll all be good. So I've just got to find a circlip, make myself a gasket and stick this one back together. So I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Well, today's Monday, and as you can see, it's a blooming wet day. So we've been trying to get all the outside jobs done, and we've had a good 3 days where we've done a good bit with hedges and grass cutting and garden shed replacement and God knows what else. But anyway, I just popped a bit of blue on the air cleaner, the water washer, just to colour it up from red oxide, and I'll get another coat over the top of that when I come to paint the rest of the tractor. So at the moment we're gasket making. We get this gasket made in here, and then the clutch shaft, which is behind there, the clutch is in on the shaft, but I'm missing the snap ring that holds it on. And I've been through all the boxes in the blooming yard, through the pallets of stuff everywhere, and can I else find it. So I've got one coming, so until that comes, we're having to do other jobs. So we'll keep doing a little bit, keep progressing forward. I painted the fan as well, look. And hopefully we can get it together this week with a bit of luck. So we'll see what goes. Okay, so I'll just give it a base coat of blue. And it will find a final top coat when I get all the wheels off and so forth, and obviously get it bolted together. Gasket's made there, look. Got all the bolts in, just stop it from distorting. You've got to remember the paper had been rolled up for years, and then it don't lend itself to laying flat, so I just put all the bolts in just to keep it in position. So we're nearly caught up, so we're just waiting on a few bits, and then we can crack on again. I will set about doing these arms, which are bent in here, just got like a banana in them. So I've got to sort them out, and I can't make up my mind whether to warm them up and bend them, or whether to salvage the ones out of here that are straight. It's just a matter of how well they will come out of there. If I heat that up, you know, I'll probably be able to get them out. But I did try one many years ago, and it was bloody tight, but I had no gas at that time. So same as that one. So yeah, I'll think about that one. Right, bring you back when there's more to show. Took the bolts out, as you can see there, and the nuts are on the back, and then the pulley comes apart, look. But what you've got inside the pulley is shims, look. You just see the bolt sticking up there, look. And there you can see all little half moon shims up. And there's normally like 3, sometimes 4 on each side. You can see there's a few in this one. And then when you put this in, obviously it goes in a fair bit deeper and shuts the gap up. So if you can imagine like that, when that's just on there, and then when you put it in, look, you know, it considerably narrows that, so therefore the belt's got to ride higher than in that respect it's shortening the belt. If the belt was too tight, you put the shims in, then the belt would go further down in the pulley. So I mean, it's sort of common knowledge to you know, engineers, tractor people or whatever, but obviously a lot of onlookers looking in there and see there's no belt tension and think, well, how bloody hell do you tighten your belt? And that's pretty much how that works on this system. Unlike the Farmall, where it's got a screw mechanism which pulls the V's in and out, as you probably saw when I did my Farmall H. So that's how the Ford one works, and it's got all these shims, look. Simple but effective. One way or another, you've got to get the spanners out, whether you screw it or whether you've got this system. The only thing is with this system, to get the belt on, you've got to just undo the bolts on the pump, tip it forward a tad, so by you can get the belt on, and then when you tighten it up, it brings them back up and you know, sets everything tight. But yeah, I mean, that's the way it's been for a long while. It does the job, and we'll carry on doing the job. But for people that don't know, hopefully it gives you an insight now how some things work. Catch you on the next. Okay then, so here we are with the belt on the water pump. It's all been adjusted up, short of just putting the split pin and that back in there, but I've still got to take it apart to get the belt off to finish the final coat of paint, because I don't want to paint my belt. And then if we look around this side, you can see like where, you know, undoing my bolts just to let the top come over, so it lets the front down a tad so I can get the belt on. Otherwise it's you know, quite difficult. It's a bit on the tight side even at that, but it's a new belt, or well, a new old stock, so it will soon slacken itself off. And so yeah, so that sort of sorts that one. Right, so yeah, right, so we fitted the tyre on the rim, only to find that when I went to pick up its matching mate, the bloody thing's got it's gone bang, got split inside. So that sort of buggered that idea. I mean, you've got a few cracks in them lot, but I was prepared to use them anyway. So it's got to come off again. I've got to find a matching pair now to put on the rims. Sod's law, you know, 1 step forward and 3 back, but there you go. And I always put them on before I paint the rims, and I have a method of painting them without you know, getting any paint on the tyres, which I'll show you, you know, in a later video. But pleased with the wheels. I mean, they come up nice now. That's the back of the wheel, look, and that's the front. And it always seems like the earlier ones have got the bigger holes in them, but whether that's true to form or not, I don't know, but it always seems to be that way. So yeah, so I'm looking for a pair of tyres. Okay then, so that sort of concludes it for this one, I think. So next time you'll see it, you'll hopefully see it running. We've got a few more bits to grip blast, and it talks of being a good week next week, so we'll hopefully get them few bits done. And yeah, and get the manifold on and bits and pieces. We'll do the same as we did before. We'll give it a quick run before we put the tank on, and if all's good, which I'm sure it will be, then we can you know, get the tank fitted and the bits and pieces, and pretty much get it all together by the next video, all being well, of course. So we'll catch you on the next.